What is going on, guys? I know I didn't post a video yesterday, and let me explain. We've been getting nothing but like tier 2, tier 3 CSGO matches, and really I'm not a big fan of betting on them. There's a lot of blowouts and stuff like that, and me personally, I don't really like to favor taking the unders, but I mean, sometimes we cash them, but really we don't like to root for the unders. We like good matches, we like good competitive CS, and we hate to see like 13-3, 13-2 score lines, and that's really all we've been getting with these tier 2, tier 3 games this week. So we're very excited actually for Sunday, because Sunday has a bunch of good matchups starting. It's the start of the IEM, so that's where all the tier 1 teams kind of come together. It's like a $200,000 prize pool or something crazy like that. So you know, they come to compete, and we get some good high quality competitive CS2, man. So that's what we're really looking forward to. We got all the projections ready for the best of one starting on Sunday afternoon, so stay tuned for that. But actually for tomorrow's matches, Saturday, I actually got one matchup out of the slate. Like I said, it's tier 2, tier 3 stuff, so it's like Clash of Trash, man. I don't like to bet on them. It's just sketchy, bro. They don't play to their stats, they get blown out. There's a bunch of rumors of a bunch of other stuff that we're not gonna get into, but yeah, Sunday's the day, bro. So stay tuned for that video. I'll definitely be giving you guys like a little 2-man or 3-man or something, a little slip for free here on the channel for you guys to tell. And as always, I'm gonna give you my cheat sheet with all my projections for every single player on the game, so you guys could build multiple slips if you're into that. But for today, I got a cheat sheet for the one matchup that I found some value on. It's actually this matchup. It's Jano versus Johnny Speeds. Now these are pretty bottom tier teams. This matchup actually kind of caught my attention just for the simple fact that both teams have lines on PrizePicks, so that's good. And then it's just really a little weekend tournament, right? They're playing this. It's 8 teams right here, some tier 2 teams, and then you got Medisport and Eyeballers. So there's a few teams that are all right, but then you got a bunch of lower tier teams, right? Like Jano and Johnny Speeds, which are actually the 2 teams that are gonna play each other tomorrow. And that's the projection sheet I got for you guys today. So we'll get into that, but real quick, just some background. They're basically paying for the weekend. Sunday, one of them's gonna win 6K, so I'm sure it doesn't mean a lot, but I'm sure they're down for a little quick check over the weekend, so they're probably gonna keep it competitive. So at least we'll hope so. Basically, I'm gonna give you guys a little 2-man with actually 3 picks that might be solid for that 2-man, or you could just do the ones that I personally thought had the most value. But without further ado, let's get straight into the projections. Here's the projection sheet. The reason this match caught my eyes, because like I said, it's a little tournament, nothing crazy, but they might actually play their hearts out on it for whatever reason, just for like $1,000 each for the players. I mean, I would play hard for $1,000 over the weekend. So obviously, when you look at these cheat sheets, what you want to do is you want to look at the top corner. You see I highlighted green because I think it's going to be a good matchup, and that's basically based on the 60-40 odds, right? That's the odds for this matchup is 60-40, 60% for Jano to win, 40% for Johnny Speeds to win. And then the other key factor we like to look at is actually their form ranking, and right now they're basically on equal form, which means their skill level and playing together as a team overall is basically equal right now. So they should compete, right? If they play to their stats and they show up, then they should both be able to compete with each other and give us a pretty good matchup. So that's really important when you're looking at taking these overs and unders, because PrizePicks likes to bump their lines like 1 kill more. So you really want to make sure that you're not going to get hooked by those 0.5. So those are very important things to look at, right? So whenever I share these projection sheets, man, the first thing I always say is look up here so you get an idea of what the matchup is going to be like, because that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to predict exactly how many rounds they're going to play, and then we look at each player's kill per round average on that specific map, and we get a projection, right? Which if you look down here will tell us for each map that's predicted, we'll get a projection. So in this case, Spook will get 15 on this map, 13 on this map, and 12 on this map. And then also we got headshot lines, right? So each player has a headshot percentage for each map, which is their average in the last 3 months or last month, depending on how many maps they've played. I usually kind of dig into that and try to figure out what's the best data to use. So in this case, it was the last 3 months since they don't play a lot, and these are fairly new teams. And here looking at Spook, you got his kills at 15 and his headshots at 8 on the map Mirage. And then on Ancient, you got him for 13 kills and 7 headshots. And then for Inferno, you got 12 kills and 6 headshots. So I'm just giving you guys a breakdown of how to read this sheet. And that's basically the single map projections. But then really the important thing to look at, since it's a best of 3, you want to look up here to the map combinations, right? So right here, you got maps 1 plus 2, meaning it's Mirage plus Ancient, right? That's these projections summed up right here for us to make it easy for us to read. And then this one right here is actually maps 1 plus 3, which is actually Mirage and Inferno. So that's another possible map combination. So really we got these 2 map combinations to look at, right? And if it's not highlighted, it's because I don't think that that's a combination we're going to see. In this case, it would be in Ancient and Inferno, and obviously it's not highlighted yellow like these are, so I'm just basically ignoring it, because what I think is going to happen is I think Johnny Speeds is most likely going to pick Mirage. I think we're definitely going to see Mirage as their pick, because like I said, they're a new team and they this is the 100% their Mac pick every time. And Jano doesn't have history of banning it a lot, so I could definitely see them playing it. So that's why you got Mirage and then the two possible map picks of Jano, which is Ancient and Inferno. So that's how you have these combinations: Mirage Inferno, Mirage Ancient, right? So really what you want to do here is you want to compare consistency across both these combinations. So in this case, you could look at Dotto, right? Dotto has 25 kills here and 25 kills here, meaning that on either of these combinations, he's likely to get 25 kills. And where you see things that are highlighted, like this guy right here, like Smiley, he's highlighted red. That means he's under his line by a significant value, which is around 1.5 from his line on PrizePicks. So that's when you start thinking about unders, right? So like Smiley would probably be a solid under. Lekro would probably be a solid under. But if you don't see the player name highlighted, it's because I decided that that's not a play that I would take for other reasons that I don't put on this model. It's just different various reasons and it varies. So I don't want to be making this sheet more confusing for you guys. But basically my favorite plays or plays that I found value in are down here on the player name. It's what I highlight, right? So if I put Dotto HS, that means Dotto headshots. You got a little thing right here that you could look at. And then you got Chazi headshots, right? So they're highlighted green, meaning that it's for the over. If they were to be highlighted red, it would mean for the under. I try to make it as easy as possible for you guys to read this and understand it. But yeah, with that being said, feel free to screenshot this and try to build a different slip if you don't think that these maps will go these amount of rounds that I got projected here. But I'm just going to go ahead and tell you my favorite two picks that I'm going to throw in a two-man, and don't go crazy on it, man. Like I said, this is like a clash of trash, low tier CS. Sunday's around the corner, and that's when the IEM comes in town and all the top tier players come back, man. So that's the games you want to bet more on because they're more consistent. They're just better, right? So more competitive matches. So don't go too crazy here, but I mean, if you want some action for tomorrow, Saturday, then this is probably a good matchup to look at, man. You got Chazi for his headshots. I highlighted green, and I know that he broke even with his line here because he has a line at 13 and he's projected 13. But I like the odds of it being Mirage and Ancient, and he actually clears his headshot line by over 15 kills. So that's giving me value. Like I said, he has a line at 13 headshots, and he's projected 15 here, and he's projected 15 because if you look at Chazi, he's got a 60% headshot rate here, 50% headshot rate here, and on Inferno he doesn't clear because of his 44% headshot rate here. That's really where the risk lies, is 44% risk on Inferno, and then also it's only 19 rounds projected, so if that's a 13-6, which it would be kind of like a blowout risk. But I mean, this match could easily be a 13-7, 13-8, which would give him probably another 1 or 2 headshots to clear. And really I'm not too worried about it just because I'm pretty confident we're gonna see Mirage, and if we do see Mirage, he should actually get 7 headshots, so that'll get us pretty close to that 13 mark for at least a push, and then he just has to get a few headshots on Inferno. And like I said, we might not even see Inferno, we might see Mirage and Ancient, and if we see Mirage and Ancient, he's probably gonna fly over his headshot line. So I think there's tons of value there, man. As long as he plays to his stats, I think Chazi will come through for us with the headshots. Now if you're not convinced with his headshot line, man, the only other over that I would probably think of in this team is probably Spook for his kills. I believe he has a line at 29, but as you can see here, it's not highlighted red nor green because he's kind of like close to his line. He's projected 28 here and 27 here, but I mean, Spook's most likely gonna be their top fragger tomorrow. That doesn't mean that he's guaranteed gonna clear that 29 kill line, man. It just kind of means that if anyone was to get over 30, it'd probably be him. But like I said, this map could be a 19 round map and he falls under, man, so he might hook you. That's why he's not highlighted. I don't think there's much value there. I think there's more value in Chazi's headshots. But if you think this game's gonna go the distance, Spook's probably a solid over, man. He's most likely gonna get a 20 bomb on one of these maps if they go the distance, right? But here we only have him projected for 20 rounds, 21 rounds, and 19 rounds across these maps. So all of these are like 13-7, 13-6, 13-8, and he's projecting under. So I'm gonna just fade it. I'm gonna go with Chazi headshots. You feel free to make your own decisions. If you like some unders on that team, then go ahead and take those instead, man. There's probably some value there. You see Draken's projected 19 and 21. I didn't highlight him because I'm scared to go under on Draken. The reason why he's so low is because he has a bad kill per round on Mirage, which is their map pick. But if any of these maps go the distance, he might actually clear his line by dropping 20 something kills. For example, Inferno, he should be the top fragger on his team. So if the Inferno does end up going the distance, man, and they fight back against Jano, Draken might be the one to drop 20 plus kills, and then he has a very easy line of reach once he gets on these maps. So that momentum carried over might change this kill per round. So I just faded that under. Like I said, I personally don't like going unders. Every kill hurts when you go unders. But if there's real good value there, that's when I take them. I don't see that with Draken. Lekro, on the other hand, is probably a valid under. You guys feel free to make your own choice. choices, I'm gonna go ahead and take Chazi's headshots over 13. So that's what I'm gonna go with. That's what my gut's telling me, and that's what I'm getting from the sheet. So looking at the other team, we're gonna go with Dado. Now Dado has a headshot line at 16, and I know you can see it down here. Oh, this is not highlighted, right? But he has a kill line at like 26 or 26.5, and if you look at his kill line, it falls barely under this right here, this 25 and 25. So when it comes to his kills, it's kind of very similar to Spook. If you think this game goes a distance, then he'll probably get his 26 or 27. Me personally, I like his headshot line more because he's at 16 and he's actually getting to 16 on both of these. So there is a risk of a push, but I do think this game has the chance to go the distance, which should help him get that extra 17th headshot, right? And I mean, I do this a lot and it tends to work out most of the time. I mean, sometimes it doesn't, but I mean, this one right here would round up to 17, right? 16.8, and then this one's 16.3, so it would round down. But like I said, Inferno is projected only 19 rounds, and that's because Jano as a team has been wiping out all these other teams like 13-5s, 13-4s. So it's kind of up to you to determine whether you think the round's gonna be longer or shorter. I got it for a 13-6. It could easily be a 13-7 or it could be a 13-0, bro. But at a 13-6, Dado headshots at least reach the push mark, so I like that. So that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Dado over his 16 headshot line. I think it's very easy on a pistol round to start off with 3 headshots if you're at the right place, right time. And I think Dado has will have the opportunity to get those headshots, get that extra headshot, and just go off. I mean, a lot of times these guys like Dado that have 70% headshot, 60% headshot, 56% headshot rate on these maps, sometimes, man, they get 8 kills on a map and 7 of them are headshots. So they'll actually be playing at like 80% headshots, and you see that quite often, man. These guys tend to go for the headshot kills because they're just way faster and you save your ammo. So these headshot lines can be really nice, man. They could be really sweat free if we pick the right ones and catch a player when he's just doinking domes all day. So that's what I'm hoping for out of Dado, man, and the projections kind of agree with me, so I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in. Dado headshots with Chazi headshots, man. I think that's a solid 2-man. If this game goes the distance, I think they should both clear the headshot lines. I think there is some value there, but like I said, don't go crazy. This is a clash of trash and it's a bottom tier CS matchup, so I wouldn't be surprised if these teams just chalk each map and get 13-2'd. But where my money's going is with their over on their headshots. You guys feel free to make your own decisions based on these projections and the information I provided. And like I said, feel free to screenshot this and use it to your advantage, man. You could probably consider Jerpa, man. If it goes Mirage and Ancient, he's probably gonna have a field day. And 27 kills projected. I think he has a kill line at like 25. I mean, there's value there. The reason why I didn't take it is because he's got 23 projected here, so it's very 50-50 coin flip whether they pick Ancient or Inferno. So if you want to do your own research and kind of determine whether you think you're gonna see Ancient or Inferno, and if you decide Ancient, then there's probably a good chance Jerpa ends up going over that line, man. But I gave you guys my 2 picks. Throw it into a 2-man and see if it hits, bro. I mean, good luck. I hope we make a shit ton of money. But before you guys click off, man, I do have a special offer for you guys today. Many of you are actually aware that I run a Discord server here and we're growing like crazy, man. Shout out to everyone that's joined. But this Discord server is actually where I would say all the value is, because this is where I post the projections for every single matchup that I find value in every single day. And then right here on this channel, Jared, you'll actually see all my personal favorite slips, which are basically built up off of like one pick from each match that I think is the best pick, and I usually throw it into like a 3-man or 4-man, and I think that's just the easiest way to hit, because you're not trying to stack one game that could be lopsided. You're just finding the player that might be the best performer, the worst performer, and you put them into a slip with the similar players, right? So it's all bangers in one slip, and that's really what people would call a lock, right? I mean, no one could predict the future, but yeah, that's all I do. When I do my slips, I put the players that I think are locked, and I don't try to match stack. So I think that's the best strategy. It's worked for me, man, and it's worked for our community. So you'll get that right here in this channel, Jared. Then you'll also get my projections, like the little cheat sheet that I just gave you guys today. If I scroll down here, you see 9Z versus G2. There's 6 best of ones on Sunday. Like I said, that's when the top tier teams come back on, so that's where my energy and focus is going to. And I'm already posting up all the projections for those matchups, man, and we're just waiting for the lines. And I'm gonna be dropping slips in here, and then also all the projections right here for you to get the advantage and get on that. And to top it off, we also got Fonzie, man. He's the second half GOAT for NBA. He's been cashing the server for forever, man. Everyone loves him in there. We also got Jacoby. He's another esports analyst. We got Huncho, another NBA analyst. We got Splitter. He's an MLB analyst. And Louis, another esports analyst. Puddle does a little bit of everything. These guys are all animals, man. The community's growing to love them, and you're getting access to all these channels from all these mods. Not to mention the dope ass community we've built, the prop bandits, man. This is the bandit hideout where all these these chats are for different topics, right? Got the Bandit chat, CS2, Call of Duty, NBA, MLB, LOL, and we're continuously growing, so I'm sure these chats are gonna keep expanding once we get enough people from each topic to make its own chat. But we've been growing like crazy, man, so shout out to everyone that's joined. But really the offer I want to give you guys is a 7-day free trial. Now usually it's 50 cents a day, which equals out to $15 a month, and I can't express how much value there is there, man. I mean, you're getting these cheat sheets at your fingertips every single day, and the insight from the community, all our mods. I'm very active in the server. You could talk to me one-on-one and we could discuss slips and everything, whatever you want to do. If you want to learn, we're always open to sharing ideas and strategies, man. So hit that link, get your 7-day free trial, and I guarantee you're gonna love it, man. The link will be down below in the description and probably a pinned comment, so make sure you don't miss out on that. The 7-day free trial, guys. You got nothing to lose. Go try it out. I know you're gonna love it. But aside from that, man, thanks for watching the video. If you want us to get more of these free picks, consider subscribing, drop a like and drop a comment. Let me know if you're telling. Aside from that, I hope we make a shit ton of money, and I'll see you guys on the next one.